Hey guys, we're on day 2 of Passion Week here at Pauline. And just a quick recap of what we had on Monday. Jesus has concluded his day. He's over staying at some friend's house in Bethany. And he gets up on Tuesday morning and he makes the short trip over to the temple. And this Tuesday is the day where he does a lot of his best, most informative teaching before he leaves. I have 5 kids, so I love the idea of right before you're about to leave and go somewhere, you try to give your kids the last few important things they need to know before you go. And so he starts the day out at the temple teaching about the widow's mite and about giving and about the different things, those really focused teachings that his disciples need to hear. Then he kind of warns them about the Pharisees and about religion and how dangerous that it can be if it's misused, and that they needed to do what the Pharisees taught, but not what the Pharisees did. And then he moves on, he kind of leaves that scene and takes his disciples up onto the Mount of Olives. And as they're visiting and they're talking about things, and the disciples are bragging about how cool that the temple looks and how great it is that they finally have their place of worship back, Jesus kind of informs them. He's like, this is going to all go away. It's coming to an end. It's really kind of in Mark. He tells us in Mark 12 that, and in Matthew 24, that this is coming to an end and you guys need to understand. And then he kind of swivels and then begins to tell them about the end times, what it's going to be like at the end of the world. They miss it. They really don't understand. They don't get it. And they ask some questions, which Jesus loves. But he continues that teaching. He continues it on through the rest of what they call the Olivet Discourse. And it's just a really amazing day filled with teaching. Everything he does, he deals with the resurrection. He deals with how not to be religious and everything that we do. He deals with giving. He deals with all of these different last-minute teachings that he's been teaching for the last 3.5 years. But he wants them to understand before they go into the Passover meal and before the crucifixion comes, he wants them to get this down, these last few things that he really needs them to get and he really needs to understand. They conclude the day and they finish up everything, which is really, really cool, with a meal. They go back to Bethany and they stay with Simon the leper, and they have a meal. They share a meal together, and then that kind of wraps up that Tuesday day, full of teaching, very, very exciting stuff. Ticks a lot of people off. It ends over in Mark with the Judas Iscariot going and making the deal to betray Jesus and getting his money and all the things that we read in the Bible laid out. The Pharisees are done. The Sadducees are finished with him, and now we are approaching we're right on the cusp of the Passover and when everything will really start to ramp up. So I hope you enjoyed this. Guys, remember this Passion Week is an amazing opportunity for us to spend time reading about what Jesus did for us, not just at the crucifixion and not just the resurrection, but everything that led up, because it's all super important. And just want to let you guys know how much we love you here at Pauline, and thank you for your attention.